So the second position car and third position car are next to each other.
And we are coming on a bunch of back markers in front. So this will be interesting. And the Porsche does not give way to the Bentley. Now they do, but still the Bentley lost some time. Ooh, almost a contact with for the Ferrari. Blue flags are being waved.
That's close. What would you do if you would be the driver of the Bentley in this situation? Would you battle it hard, or would you just like let the Ferrari through and hope for the scenario to evolve later? And we will see what will happen.
Well,
but it wasn't hard.
I would try to avoid any sort of damage.
The 22 position Aston Martin, there was a slight contact. It wasn't that big enough. Bentley, well, and Ferrari went wide a little bit.
Oh, and a huge.
Now this time,
not a huge, but
well, yeah, it was a contact between the Ferrari and the Bentley, and it looks like it's definitely Bentley's fault.
Yes, yes.
Definitely Bentley's fault. Let's take a quick look at the replay.
Maybe the Bentley driver got a little bit hot because of that contact with the.
Yeah, the Ferrari went wide a little bit. Lost traction on the exit, and it's not a corner for an overtake. You know, it's not something. The driver Sergio took quite too much of
It might be a corner for the overtake, but in this instance there was no room to make an overtake.
Yeah, well, this one definitely goes on the Bentley driver.
Yeah,
so
yeah, definitely.
And the base of Sergio Stefan Ciobanu, the driver of the Bentley team, is dropping.
Tires maybe.
Yeah.
How much time?
You thought that this team maybe stayed on the same set of tires after the second pit stop, but I'm assuming it's not the case because they lost out in the pit lane, meaning they did more work on the car. So I'm pretty sure the tires were changed because they lost out quite a lot during the pit stop.
Yeah.
And now they lack pace, so maybe it's also because of the driver, which is maybe not the fastest in the team, you know, as you mentioned before. Oh, ow, Aaron Mutz has to almost take a voice of action.
Oh my God.
That Aston Martin was kind of running on the track unpredictable.
Not almost. He did take an avoiding action.
Yeah, so Aaron Mutz did quite nicely there. We see Thomas Butvela, if that's the driver behind the wheel in that BMW who overtook. It's Thomas Butvela, but this is the team that is using one account. So maybe there are like there might be 12 guys actually using one sim, you know.
Oh, there's two Butvelas. Okay.
Yes, they are brothers. Thomas Butvila and Dainus Butvila, they are brothers. And you can say,
I didn't know that, so I thought there was only one Butua.
and it's getting close already. The Bentley, I'm pretty sure that, well, it depends on what position the Bentley will finish this race at. But the contact will definitely be considered, and I'm pretty sure they will receive a penalty. Because the Bentley hit the Ferrari, and it's definitely the Bentley's fault. So if I was a steward, I'd definitely handed out a penalty for the Bentley with no questions asked.
Well,
it was a battle for position. It was racing. So
unless Bentley gives up this place.
no, it's already too late.
Too late?
Yeah, of course, it's already too late, and they are not giving up this place, And well, it happens. It's racing. It's not. It's nothing. They did nothing wrong. They raced a little bit too harsh, let's say so. And it happens. So you just have to face it. And well, it was just a mistake. So I don't see anything wrong with that. And that's racing. And sometimes these things happen. So they didn't do it on purpose, but they still did it. So it has to be penalized.
Or maybe
I liked a little bit, sorry.
Or maybe it's just as maybe the stewards they will look at it as a racing incident, and that's it.
I wouldn't say so. It wasn't like battle for position. They were directly behind the Ferrari, and it's up to the Bentley to drive safe.
Yeah.
Oh, they might. The Ferrari looking quite aggressive.
Might get the same treatment as they did to the Ferrari.
It might happen. You never know. So maybe the Ferrari will make a small mistake like the Bentley did, and they will even out. But yeah, this is a live battle for P2 after 2 hours and 58 minutes completed. So it looks like we're kind of actually right on the edge of the pit stops. Well, no, we have almost 18 minutes for the Ferrari remaining, and almost 16 minutes for the Bentley. So it's not gonna it's not going to split out these two cars via strategy. Sky Ferrari has to be really cautious because these two cars are fighting for P2, and we don't want them to be interrupted. And this is bad because this is a very important corner, because the final corner is flat out. So basically the speed down the straight depends on the final corners.
Yeah,
that's corners number 13 and number 14.
Bentley definitely,
number 15.
Bentley definitely has a speed advantage in the straights. We saw that at the start of the race.
Yeah, but the Ferrari went a little bit too wide on the exit. Maybe, well, it didn't went as planned. The 16th corner is flat out, but maybe they lost a little bit of.
It's not the first time
aero,
the Bentley runs in the straight.
Yeah, but the Ferrari ran wide.
Yes, I saw.
You didn't see that. No, you
the
didn't
last
see
lap, they both ran wide, and the Bentley still ran away on the straight.
Ran away. So this is great. It's a really nice battle, which lasts already for third lap. This is the third lap. Yeah, it's third lap in a row when these two cars are quite close to each other. Ferrari managed to overtake the Bentley once, but it was a little bit with the help of the traffic. At that occasion, there were a lot of cars surrounding these two guys battling. Now they are on their own, and if the Bentley has some good straight line speed, that's the main.
The Bentley definitely has more power, because when the BOP is handed out, the more weight you have to get more power. So as the Bentley is heavier, it does have more power. So the straights probably is where it shines, and the Ferrari is faster on the corners.
Yeah, you can see that it's quite a big difference running down the straight. The Ferrari just can do nothing running behind the Bentley, so no matter how close the driver keeps up with the Bentley on the final section, there's nothing he can do down the straight, which is the main place for overtaking.
Yeah, and
unless you have traffic or something.
Can't just keep running behind the car in front of you, because you are ruining your front tires. Running always in the
dirty air of the car. Oh,
Yes.
and Bentley runs wide.
Not the first time.
Yeah, and this creates a good opportunity for the Ferrari. It was a little bit too far behind.
Like Clarkson says, power out of the corner, and Bentley just gone.
Yeah. Yeah, still lucky for the Bentley. The driver had a slightly bigger advantage than the Ferrari needed. But the Bentley driver, Sergio, has to be really, really cautious, and Ferrari shoots it.
Yeah.
Ooh, Mats.
That's really going for it.
Good move. Really, really good.
Yeah, by the way, we're gonna file a report on the car number 7.
Goes for it. Brakes really late into corner number 10. Next one is a right-hander, so it plays into the hands of the Bentley. Ferrari tries to stick it and tries to keep up on the outside, but it's really, really dirty, and Ferrari runs wide, and it didn't work out.
Nice try,
yeah,
nice try.
Nice try. Actually, he knows that he needs to make it count.
Slide.
In the middle of the track.
Now might be the...
Yeah, you know, Bentley. I think Bentley just lifted slightly, you know, to slow down the Ferrari and create an exit for him. Yeah, and it looks like that's what happened. And the power does play a role, but this time Ferrari
is closer, so
yeah.
might
So the
get a
slipstream
little
is
bit
working.
More, yeah.
Yeah. So the slipstream seems to be working, but
not enough.
Not quite enough. Clever driving by the Bentley driver. I think I heard that he just lifted a little bit of the throttle to force the Ferrari driver to lift after they can accelerate again, but yeah, Ferrari is close this time, and I think he's going for it, and Bentley forgot to be defensive. Tries to squeeze down the Ferrari, a small contact. The next one is a left-hander, another contact, so it's becoming harsh, and now it's over. Yeah, the Ferrari has the advantage. So no, the next hope for the Bentley is to stick up with the Ferrari until they enter the main straight.
Next channel. Holy cow. It's really going for that move. Beast. Ooh. Holy scheiße. Very beast.
Don't.
And a lot of time has been lost by these two drivers battling for P number 2. Leaders are already 83 seconds ahead of these guys. They lost roughly 2 seconds on every lap that they were battling. Bentley is still close, 0.3 seconds behind the Ferrari, and you shouldn't try to do this.
Careful, yeah, again.
This was not clever, actually. Into turn 10, he was too far behind, and all that he needs to do is to stick up with that Ferrari up until the final corner to have a good run down the main straight. But not into turn 10 when you are basically one car length behind. Ferrari runs a little bit wide, so is Bentley, but this time Bentley is quite close, so the power of the Bentley in the slipstream, and Ferrari runs wide around the last corner, and did he have to lift? You see the difference, the speed difference between Ferrari and Bentley.
Coming.
Ferrari is not defending the inside of the corner, which maybe it's quite that's strategic, because the next one is a left-hander. And Bentley holds up onto the outside, and he's back into P2, and this is a really nice battle.
For second place.
Yeah, this is a battle for P2, even though we're only 3 hours into the race, so I'm pretty sure the last moment needs to be replayed. Oh, it's just too far behind.
So the Ferrari made a mistake going into that as
Yeah, and
gave
the final corner was definitely too wide. I think the Ferrari driver had to lift slightly on the exit of turn number 16, which created even more advantage for the Bentley.
and I think he just overcooked his tires going behind the Bentley for so long.
And the replay system is kind of corrupted, I believe. We're back live right now, and Sergio is again ahead of Arnmut, and the story continues. So
And how much time did we have until the pit stops?
yeah, we do have 8 minutes for the Bentley and 10 minutes for the Ferrari. Our Bentley goes too defensive. Well, sometimes it looks to me that Sergio makes wrong decisions. He has to think about the exit of the corner, but he thinks about the defensive line of the entry. Still uses the power of the Bentley, which helps him a lot, and you can see the Ferrari Aaron Mutz just doesn't have any guns to fight with Sergio down the straights. So he has just to stick with him, and well, Sergio will definitely enter the pit lane earlier, so maybe this is the occasion for Aaron Mutz to take that spot away and maybe settle down nicely behind the Bentley. Don't slow both of them down, because there are fast drivers down the track behind him, like Dainus Butvela, who is already up to 6th. Which did we see the overtake?
Bentley is deep, going on deep.
Okay, yeah.
And
So
loses the Pele's.
so
Again, the same mistake.
yeah, same mistake. He will try to stay as close to the Ferrari as possible. Hopefully, they will avoid contact.
Another little mistake from the Bentley.
Yeah, so the driver overreacts, maybe, well, overburns, and is not calm. So that creates bad situations for the team in these battles. But well, basically they have to be cautious to avoid contacts, and that's the best that they can do. Now what Sergio can hope for is the same situation as it happened a couple of laps ago, 2 laps ago, I believe.
Well, the Ferrari is a lot.
Yeah, this time. But again,
Mistake.
overshooting
Seemed
the
like,
corner.
No
Bentley
mistakes
breaks really
here.
late. Yeah, the Bentley braked really late into corner number 14, which
Too far. I think the Ferrari is too far.
Yeah,
Bentley.
yeah.
will
This
not
time,
make
this
up
time, Aaron Mutz managed to stick that Ferrari onto the ideal racing line, and even though he will have slower straight line speed, but he's 1 second ahead, so there's no chance for Sergio to try and come back. So. Yeah, they have to face it. They have to settle down now. They dropped to P3, which is a position that they started the race from, which is a really good place.
And it was a nice and clean fight.
Yeah, it was something. Yes, of course.